Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look what's going on the euro currency. Well, I have taken a look at the bit broader picture on the euro and monthly chart as well on weekly, and also I'm really interested with the situation on the dollar index, and I come to interesting conclusion. Especially on the dollar index, because the market is coming to a very important crucial point on the chart. And although that we do not have clear short-term trading setups and we do not have clear patterns, the situation is really very interesting in a bit longer term perspective. Why it is important? So actually, if you'll take a look at the monthly chart, you will see that July month was showing really great bearish performance. And despite all the talks about the tariffs and Fed dovish policy, dollar has shown the appreciation. So we see in the July significant downward action. In fact, on the monthly chart, these two areas create the bearish engulfing pattern. And this pattern suggests downward continuation. And this continuation is really significant. So somewhere to the 103, 102 area. And currently, euro stands just in a few steps from destruction of any even minor bullish chances on reversal, because market is coming closer and closer to the point where it will be no return actually. So based on this chart here, we do not have something really new. Yesterday it was minor performance, so downward continuation trend has turned bearish, and in general this part of the price action on the euro currency shows steep sign of the bearish dynamic pressure. Usually we're inhabit with the sideways action, so when the market forms kind of the dynamic pressure when it shows flat action, some consolidation on the opposite trend. But here we also have the bearish dynamic pressure, but it's a bit faster and stronger, so I consider the trend has shifted bullish. But what price action was? It was bearish. So this is also bearish dynamic pressure. And following this logic, theoretically, market could proceed lower and taking out of these lows. And that's why I'm telling that market stands very close to raising of the bullish chances, because currently market still stands inside of this upward reversal and still keeps chance on the possible upward action, especially if you remember yesterday we talked about the deep retracements. So as we saw previously, market in recent times shows deep retracement but then turns to reversal. And currently market still keeps these chances, but they're become smaller and smaller day by day. So because currently, as you can see, market gradually, slowly but stubbornly erasing this emotional spike that we've got on the statement of the Jerome Powell. Now, on the 4-hour time frame chart, you could see this better. So that's upward action and gradually coming erasing of this action. Well, we can't say that we have really thrusting action here as a new trend, because take a look. This action takes much more time compared to this one. So the same distance, but significantly smaller amount of the candles here. So in here you can see different signs of thrust. Drop, minor consolidation, drop, minor consolidation. Here we have more candles, more gradual action. But this is until market stands inside of this range. Once market has come closer to these lows, you can see acceleration here. So now is a magic question whether it will be able to erase this rally. On the hourly chart, we were correct on the deep retracement, deep support areas. So you can see market right now stands at the 786 support, but now it stands in the consolidation. So recall our former support area. We said this market will enter this consolidation. It will get the free space to float inside of it. And currently, I'm not be surprised the market will drop more to the 88% as well, because that will be the lower border of this consolidation. Also, we have here kind of the ABCD pattern with the OP around 110.46 below these lows. It's a question whether this will be hit or not, but that really could happen. Now we are coming to most interesting thing. Why I'm really think that market looks more bearish than it seems on the current price behavior in the euro. We need to take a look at the dollar index. So on the dollar index, on the greater picture, we should start on the daily chart, and that could explain everything. So take a look that initially we started with the hand and shoulders. We trade this pattern. It was really very good trading setup. Market hits the OP. Now after OP, it was retracement has followed. So normal price reaction, retesting, and when you can see this market has almost retested the neckline. All right, so deep retracement, but compared to the thrust, it's approximately 30%. After that, that should become the upward continuation, right? But when we saw the catalyst triple to sell, this was Jerome Powell on the horizon, market has collapsed, and we said, well, maybe this is the end of this overall setup, and market will continue move lower, so it is possible. So we need to keep an eye on. That is what we talked about in our weekly report, and this action looks really strong. And with this, catalyst triple to sell. But take a look what's going on right now. Market is coming back to the top. What does it mean? It means that overall setup of this catalyst triple to sell and this drop, it was the reaction of this pattern, and it was minor short-term retracement. Once market will take it out of this top, it will mean that all bearish setup that we have here with this stuff will be erased, and we return back to the larger picture of this with this head and shoulders, which means that we could continue to the XOP. XOP stands 99.15, and potentially we could get here. So you probably already could see it. We could get here the butterfly pattern. It will be a larger butterfly that will lead to finalize. Led to finalize the XOP target, right? So that's potentially what could happen, and everything stands around particular this top area. So compared to the euro, this ABCD that is forming on the dollar index, we have the same ABCD pattern, but it stands inside of the sell-off. So it's not the fact yet that market will take it out of this area. On the euro currency, the OP target stands above the extreme point. I mean, in terms of the dollar index. So on the euro currency, it stands, of course, below. But in terms of the dollar index, I'm just trying to use the same chart. It stands above the extreme point. So currently, market here on the lower index as well, it has returned back inside of this consolidation. So it has broken this resistance. Now it also has free space, so I think that its OP target will be hit. And then we need to see what will happen. Once market will erase this overall collapse, this also will be important sentiment, psychological moment. It just will mean, as we said yesterday, that market doesn't support the idea of dollar weakness, that Fed policy leads to some weakness and represents some problems in the United States economy. So currently, is more understanding is coming among the investors that these measures is supportive. So they are for supporting of the economy, not to strike with inflation or recession, something of that sort. And here we're coming to most intriguing moment on the euro. So that's why I'm saying that overall situation here is very interesting on the euro. Despite that we do not have currently clear trading steps, so maybe you will find something here, some small patterns or something of that sort. But in general, currently I do not see really valuable, interesting steps for trading. But overall situation is very important, and now it's become clear that mostly everything will depend on the extreme point here, because that will open the road to larger setup that already stands in place and needs some clarity. So whether this will continue or not.